train used to come by and pick up people, taking them to Charlotte. And there used to be tanks on the side. I guess it was filled with water or gas or what have you. And I think that's how it came to be.
They wanted to wash clothes in just the day you're frying chicken and fish in them. And then somebody would have a box radio, and they'd be playing the radio, we'd be dancing, you'd be playing ball. You have hot dogs, hamburgers, and then like I say, right up there where the two big trees are, where the horseshoe peg was at. Some people be pitching horseshoes. So you have horseshoe games going on, baseball, eating, music, stuff like that.
One thing that I remember more than anything else is Harvey Boyd and I, we couldn't use the swimming pool at the Stars because at the time it was all segregated, and so Harvey and I decided that since we can't use the swimming pool, we will make our own swimming pool.
So with the permission of my mom and my dad, we as the little guys, maybe 10 years old, got together and decided to dig us a hole in the backyard.
So he and I started digging, and we dug, and we dug. And we dug.
And we dug a hole in the backyard. It may have taken us 3 or 4 days.
It was our swimming pool, maybe 12 feet by 12 feet, about 4 feet deep.
Then we put cement around it, but and all this time my mom and dad knew that it wouldn't work, but they didn't stop us.
And we got it all done, we had it all done, and we decided that we would fill it with water, and we were going to charge kids in the area, 10 cents to come in and swim because there are no swimming holes available.
Filled it up with water from our at that time, that's before city water, but we had a well and a pump. So I'd let the water run all night and see what would happen.
So we used his mom's garden hose, and we started filling. And we started filling this thing, and we started filling this with water. And
so eventually the water was either, the mud was covered in, the dirt was covered in.
It took us about 2 weeks to fill this thing with water.
But it became a mud hole.
So finally we had enough water in there to hold, and we decided we would take the maiden swim in the pool. So we jump in and step in, and we go into mud about this deep at the bottom of the pool, up to above our anchors. It was all slush and mud.
But we didn't care. It was our pool.
We were entrepreneurs, man. We were going to make some money.
To be able to say, well, we got our own swimming pool. We don't need that. So it was fantastic.
So it eventually became a flower garden for his mama.
But we were lucky to have had that kind of parent that would let us do that in my backyard. I'm looking back on that. So that was one of the highlights.
Going back to my father, he used to grow, raise hens and hogs.
Well, I left milk pen. I started working milk there. We're milking 40 cows. I milk 20 in the morning, 20 in the evening. I go to school betwixt 10. I hot milk in the morning at 6 o'clock. Have 2 bottles in this hand and 2 bottles in that hand and jump off the side of the milk truck. You see people jump off the truck, set them on the doorstep. I was 15 then. I'll go to the school, then I'll come out of school, then I'll go to milk the cows in the evening, then hot milk in the morning, 6 o'clock.
When I was coming up, you get through playing ball and run back down through there and get your watermelon. You know what I'm saying? Run in Mr. Gamble's watermelon plant, get your watermelon. So now, if somebody got a garden, it probably ain't no bigger than this tent right here. But when I was coming up, gardens stretched from here to those big trees. Yeah. Y'all ran down the many rows, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Getting watermelons, corn on the cob, ears of corn.
We had a pretty large acreage of land in the back of the house, and he would grow watermelons, corn, just whatever. And then he would share it with the community, and sometimes he would just go into other areas of Charlotte and just sell produce off his truck.
Fondest memory was the closeness of the people, just knowing the people and knowing everybody, pretty much. And there were no strangers here. Everybody knew me, or we knew each other.
Growing up in Crestdale was a wonderful experience. Everyone knew each other, of course, and it was just a very close-knit community. And the word neighbor really meant something back then.
And I think that's what I remember most of this community, is the fact that it was close enough, and there were enough people here, elders, to keep us on the straight and narrow.
And that's one of the fondest memories, because I played with the guys. We grew up together. And now I see their extended family. I see their children, and I see their grandchildren. I say, wow, that's a Stitt, or that's a Dutz. And they still live here, or somebody lives here. So that's still like a warm feeling. They may not know me as well as I know them, but at least in my back of my head, I'm saying, oh, that's who that is.